That's the one I.
Yeah, Chaos Pixie.
Chaos
That's
Pixie.
awesome.
Trying to pull up that drive link that you sent us, Tim, so I have all that stuff up.
Well, did anyone look at that yet?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So there should be no excuses. I've gotten lots of options there.
Yeah, I need my old man glasses to friggin' read it.
Well, yeah, I know. It's easier to zoom in on the when you have Excel, I guess, because it's an Excel slide. I just didn't want you guys to cleverly edit it for your own advantages. See?
It says I got 3D10 for hit point.
Oh, I don't remember putting that there.
I heavily hit a lot of the footprint magazines.
Good morning. Just sound check. Can you everyone hear us on Twitch?
You're loud and clear here.
I don't have Twitch up, so I don't see any of the comments. So
Thank you, Long Shot. Thank you very much.
Good morning. Are we up, Jay?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Going through
The background's quiet. Yeah, it's set that way because of the Long Shot. We're good. We're good. We're good. Once we get through a couple ads, I'm going to cut these short.
So the goal for today will be doing the attribute roll-ups. And then you can get an idea from character classes what you can do. And I wanted to give those to you so that because you'll have an extra. We have 7 stats, but we're rolling eight times, and so that last roll will be your wild card roll that you can switch out to another attribute. You know, if you have that 6 intelligence and you really want to have like a 12, you roll 12 on the last one, you can switch out that low stat. So what we're going to be rolling is 4 6-sided dice. Drop the lowest of the 4.
Okay.
And
you see this here, Tim? I can't. You see that?
You have to move the camera or something.
What that?
I only see one die.
Back out, back out, back out. You're going to have to do you set a corner. Set it to a corner. Yeah, it's kind of like rolling it in Vegas. You better hit that back wall.
We're rolling a small show.
What's up, Caesar? What's up, Roland, Jacko, Rocks? Wow, look at that. Look at all the people on early in the morning. You guys are crazier than we are.
Oh my god, do you have no idea? Everybody was like, alright, I'm gonna either stay up, wake up, I'm gonna set up an alarm clock so that we make sure that you're up. Guys, I have this curse where I wake up 5 minutes before any alarm clock set. I'll be fine. Don't worry. And guess what? I did. I woke up 5 minutes early. I was like, it's a curse!
What's Naz? What's a stream? Look at that, Naz. 33 months. Even though it's the Tarzan, and from day one I've always said the Nazrat because I'm an idiot. It's the Tarzan backwards. That's
just to keep us in a more fun playable zone as instead of being super hardcore, you got 5 charisma or something. 5.
what's wrong with 5 charisma?
If you want to go ahead and be hardcore and keep all your runs that you roll, you may do so.
5 charisma and works for a barbarian, right?
Well, it all depends on how you interpret that. Because that means if you're interacting with spirits, your charisma is probably the #1 factor. And
I think because you also use communist, right? Which is more of the physical.
loneliness is just how you physically look.
Yeah.
You have that person that's like, wow, that is really a gorgeous person. And then you meet them and they're like,
Good.
they're rude, brusque, nasally, they complain a lot, they drool, spit when they talk, they have a habit of snorting back loogies and spitting them at inopportune times, they fart a lot, so then the charisma's low. and you're like,
Have we met before or something? Or...
so that's the charisma. And also they put people off on how they talk.
Almost in a hype train.
So that's the
Oh, look at that.
Casey, I actually hadn't gotten around to because I was reading a small novella of Casey's background. I had to get a chance to transcribe your name. What's your guy's name?
I don't know. I have to go to my emails to you to look
Yeah,
up.
yeah, there's a lot in there. Because I'm like, I know his parents. I know how his parents met, and I know how but that's it. That's really mostly we've discussed it, but I haven't read it because
I went a little cray. Tokala. Or Takala.
that's true.
I don't normally do that, but I haven't written any fiction in a while. For those of you that don't know, I have a master's in publishing and writing. I used to think I was going to write a fantasy novel one day, like a lot of people. I just started writing. This character is going to be the son of my living Greyhawk character.
That was pretty cool.
No, the son of Garn?
No, not that one. That I can't convert to your system, Jay, because your system is.
This isn't my system, this is Tim's system.
No, but I'm talking about I didn't make Brianna use her your campaign.
Oh.
Because she's got like 7 or 8 different character classes. Like Tony's character she was talking about on the stream. I think Tony said her living Greyhawk character had 14 classes.
Yeah, Tony said she had 14 classes in a character. That's insane.
Yeah, I'm not. That's pretty crazy. Honestly, she was probably 16th level to make that happen. I think mine only had 7.
Tim heads everywhere, just what you need.
Is it just me, or am I going like squiggly?
Just you?
Okay.
I don't know what you mean when you say something.
The screen for the visual.
Slight blur.
Yeah.
Something happened to our banner, too. It's like gone. I don't know what. Twitch. See, there should be something in the middle there. It's empty.
The planes are on fire.
I don't know. Too late for me to fix it now.
The sign from the gods.
Oh my gosh.
We're actually up by. You can't see it. It's under the coat of arms, where the R is, where it says Rovers.
I have a full map coming.
Yeah, that's where. That's nearby where we're at.
There's so many R's. Which are?
We're underneath that.
There we go.
Underneath the coat of arms, it says Rovers.
Here we come.
And
Oh, right, where the spinning shield is. Right. The
Right.
first word.
So we're the R. So okay, before we go, since now we're live, I want to just like.
Yes, look at that.
Horror in the Hood. Highly coveted shirt.
Oh,
Yes, I own one now.
I don't have a headset on, so we may get some wonkiness, but I'm gonna bail out unless they need me. I'm just gonna be behind the scenes. So Tim's gonna take it from here. Just have fun, enjoy today. This is gonna be a session 0. Who knows what direction it's gonna go? And Tim can take over from here. So I'm gonna hide.
Thank you.
All right, we'll talk to you all soon, and I'll be
Okay.
say it.
Thank you. All right. So today's session 0. We're rolling the attributes. the method that we'll be using, well, I'll go over the attributes so you know the order we're doing it. Strength, intelligence, wisdom, dexterity, constitution.
Introduce everyone
charisma.
too, dude.
Huh?
Make sure you introduce everyone.
They don't know them yet.
Strength, intelligence, dexterity, constitution.
Charisma, comeliness, and then there'll be an extra, wild card roll for you.
Actually,
We'll be rolling 4 6-sided dice. So we'll drop the lowest one. I will allow you to re-roll. If you roll one or two ones, I will let you re-roll those ones once per attribute. So that way, it puts us in a sort of moderate area, and so you don't have to have a catastrophic low attribute unless you want it. Catastrophic. Because remember, when attribute saving throws, the way I do them, they're on a scale of 1 to 25. Attributes are like the godlike perfection is 25. That's 100%. So basically, your attribute times 4 is the percentile roll for attribute saving throws.
Oh, neat.
So if you have a 8 and something, that's only a 32% success rate. So just bear in mind.
Tim, please introduce yourself to the crowd.
Let me go ahead and introduce my name is Tim, referred to sometimes as the Ever Mysterious, or they call me Tim. We're preparing to roll characters for the War Underdogs Barbarian campaign. Barbarian campaign number 2. The young pups coming up as opposed to the older seasoned ones that the Dark Hand Barbarians are. So that is me, and I will just go across the screen at the top from left to right. So moving to on the screen right, Patrick.
Hi. As stated, I'm Patrick. I'll be playing Dodd Kraka, and I'll be going by the short of Kraka. It does have a significance in language. I'll leave it to the audience to determine what language that is.
I will be using the English translation of that name.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to see what these dice rolls are. I can't really say what I'm going to be yet, except maybe hairy and like normal and angry, like a true barbarian.
All right.
What's your handle on the Discords, Patrick?
My handle on Discord?
Yes.
Ancient gamer, Canadian ancient gamer.
Next.
Okay, so I'm going to be playing Jothi, who's been twice orphaned. He was a foundling, and then the tribe that found him was also slaughtered by the humanoids. And I'm Dwayne. I'm also known as Prometheus on Twitch, and also Tallulah on Discord.
All right. Down to the bottom row.
Okay, my name is Alex, aka Antiquitous. I'm going to be playing Warwu, son of the North and the Rovers of the Barons. His background is a little dirty. His parents are MIA. His tribe was killed by the Stone Fist, and he was captured by Unknown and then rescued by the Pelu, so he's joined with them now.
All right.
Oh,
Next.
hi. I'm Kayla. I'm Time Lord's wife. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all under that same pseudonym. Today, I'm going to be playing Alawi, and she hopefully will be the chanter of the community. So we're going to be working on a lot of different things for that. We'll see what the roles are, though, to how we're going to be playing it characteristically. But I'm super excited to see how we birth our characters, as Tim said.
Hi, my name's Casey. I am Ardrico on the Discord and Twitch and whatnot, and happy to be here. I'm going to be playing Tokala Ronyu, who, assuming the roles work out, will be a half-elf from Sable Watch in the Feldry Forest. Sable Watch is a city populated by rovers, survivors. We are all kind of leaning into the trope of the orphan or the foundling. I am as well. His mom is an elf who has left him with the orphanage at the Church of Pelor in Sable Watch for various reasons that are my ongoing novel I am writing to him, apparently. And his father is a crazy dog who had a friendly encounter with the elves in the past and is not aware that he has his son. So depending on the roles, I'll figure out what class.
Yeah. So the guidelines for I had given him earlier is this is barbarian culture, so most are in that culture, and we'll worry about game mechanics later. So I have many class options for them, but I want to have the culture and the feel for it to stay, and we'll figure out the mechanics later. But I wanted to keep that. So there's many options. You tell the person who's from a tribe that they're not a barbarian, when they don't have the stats to be an official barbarian class, and they're going to be fighting you because, they're a barbarian warrior. It doesn't matter what the game mechanic is. So,
yeah, Tim, your chart is very nice, well organized, and that's what I was looking for. Like, I've been busting Tim's own, so to speak. Like, what classes can we play? What are the stats required?
Yes, they were all fantastic ideas, and I sent it out late because I wanted the thoughts to guide the character over looking at numbers and stats and figuring stuff out. But
well, you did a good job with this chart. What I'm trying to say.
Thank you.
Oh, compliment.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, has the giveaway started?
That's actually as first level guys. That's the adventure I'm running actually for you guys.
This is it. White Plume Mountain reprint. All right. Courtesy of Patrick, Canadian Ancient Gamer.
What?
No problem.
Tim does not want to kill this character, I assure you, because my next one is an idea that at first he was resistant to, but I think he's come around to.
We'll
For anyone
see.
who was unaware, Casey entered the drawing before joining us here.
All right, so let us begin. We're going to do it one stat at a time. So everybody's going to roll for the stat. So we're all going to do strength first. So we'll start with Patrick.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna try and see how I can do this here and
No.
without shutting off the computer.
I can't see the numbers, but you just go ahead. What are they?
Nope.
What'd you roll?
Okay, I got a 6, a 3, a 4, and a 1.
13.
All right. Do you want to re-roll the 1? Or are you going to stay
If I may.
hardcore?
Of
Are you gonna
course.
stay hard? All right, go ahead.
And it's a 3, so it stays at 13.
All right. Dwayne?
Okay.
That may be the strongest person in the party. We don't know.
That may be.
I've an 8. No ones, so no rerolls.
All right. Alex?
What,
I'm
Alex?
recording.
I'm going to need at least one reroll. I rolled 2 ones. 6, a 4, and 2 ones. So I'm going to roll this one here. Okay.
That could be
2
promising.
6s, a 4, and a 1.
Nice.
So
Oh,
16.
nice.
Ooh.
There we go.
Wow, pretty good. Kayla?
Oh, 5, 4, 6, and a 1. I'll take that. Actually, I don't even need to worry about that one because I'm dropping the lowest. So 15 on that first roll. I'll take it.
Wow.
You could get a 6 on that other one.
I mean,
Casey's not here. Let me roll for Casey.
ink. I got a 1 again. I tried.
I'm
Casey
just
just
kidding.
changed it so you can see the dice.
Right. I think it's more exciting this way.
I'm a little nervous.
6, 4, 5, and a 1. All right, off to a good start here. 4 doesn't matter, so a 15 for Tokala.
There you
Not
are.
bad.
That's plenty fine in AD&D.
Not bad. All right. So moving along, Patrick, intelligence.
Oh, here we are. 5521, and I shall roll the 1 over, if I may.
Yes.
2. So 12.
Above average. That's good.
Respectable.
Okay.
Wayne.
5222. So 9.
Oh my God, Dwayne.
Remember, you.
You know I'm
Such are
not
the
cheating.
fates. Such are the fates. Alex.
5, 6, 3. There is 1 1 in there.
All
Let's
right.
try that one. 5, 6, 3. So it's gonna be So it's gonna be 14.
Wow. Kayla.
3 3s and a 6. Not bad. 9, 12.
Well. Casey.
Great minds think alike.
Twins bad.
6521. Reroll the 1. 3, 653. So what is that? 14.
14.
No
All right.
dummy.
All right. Patrick, wisdom. And in my game, wisdom is the willpower that dominates willpower. So
6452. So it's a 15.
That's good.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
Dwayne, and I recommend shaking these up really well.
I might have to switch out dice. Oh, here we go. 16.
Nice.
We found our cleric.
All right.
Hopefully
Alex.
that does not mean you passed it down the line here. Let's see what happens. Let's see. 5, 5, and 6. So 16. I do have a 1. I'm going to keep that though.
Wow.
I'll just work with it.
Wow. Man, Kayla.
Yep. 5, a 6, a 3, and a 1. Rerolling the 1. It's a 2, so I'll take the 8 plus 6, 14.
Gotcha. Casey.
655 and a 3. So a 16 for the wisdom.
Wow. You guys are actually higher average than, because I was retesting this myself a couple times and I was not achieving these sort of rolls. I was getting more midline. Although last night I was saying, oh, I wonder how this will be, and I rolled and I got an 18. And I was like, darn. Just felt like a wasted 18. All right.
Yeah, I could
Patrick.
do that. All right, here we go. This is for Dex, right? This is the one I want. Oh, for freak's sakes. 8.
Oh, womp womp.
No one
It's gonna be
gets it
fun to play
all.
that.
It's not
Nobody
a penalty.
gets it all.
It's not, yeah, 7.
So,
All right. Wayne.
Okay. Oh, I got 1 1 here, so I've got a 5, 2, 3, 1. So I
Okay.
will re-roll that.
Yes, good call.
Another 1. So it's a 10.
You probably didn't shake that one up enough.
Yes.
Alex.
Okay, I'm gonna switch out some dice here.
Now we're playing pass it down the line. So I've got a 4, 3, 2, 1. I am going to re-roll that 1. And I rolled a Dwayne. So I got a 9 on that.
wow, we're really good for dexterity here.
Oh, well. Kayla.
Well, my 10 dex is my second highest stat.
10 is average. 10's okay.
2 3s, a 4, and a 1. Rerolling the 1. It's a 5, 9 plus 3, 12 again.
Yeah.
That's like high in the party.
That's the high dex in the party so far.
Awesome. Come on,
Oh.
Casey.
If I want to be the chanter, hopefully
Oh,
I have
no.
decent decks.
For my 5, 4, 3, 1. So I'm sitting at 12 before the reroll, and I can only get up to a 15, and I really, really want a 15. No, there goes the Archer Ranger.
I know. I was thinking about an archer too.
You still get the magic roll.
That's
Well,
true.
That's true.
What was it? What's the total? I missed the
12, sorry.
12. All right.
We all need to rethink our career choices,
Well,
apparently.
you know, if you're a fighter, you can specialize with bow, and you can take tracking as a secondary skill, and so you can still do the same sort of things. You're just not as great at it.
Don't tell me how to stop crying about my build.
All right, Constitution.
Mourning is an important part of the process. All right.
Oh, for love of Peter.
Uh-oh.
4, 3, 3, 2. So that's a 10.
No bonus hit points for you.
No. Dwayne,
Dwayne?
I blame on you.
6, 3, 2, 11. So that's my second highest stat now.
Oh my gosh.
You rolled 6, 3, 2, and what?
A 2.
Oh, okay.
Okay, come on,
All
no
right.
Dwaynes, no Dwaynes, no Dwaynes.
This is looking like my 16th level magic user started with like stats like this.
That's going to be a 13.
13. All right. Kayla?
2 4s, a 5, and a 2. Take that. 9 plus 4 is 13.
I'm jealous of that.
It's these dice.
Casey?
6, 5, 3, 3. So 14, which,
That's the high con right now.
yeah, but there's no bonus hit points in the party.
You don't need those.
You know what that deserves? That deserves a bunch of wah heads.
Hey, you know what? You don't want to have those pluses. Only wusses need those.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You guys are gonna be upping it out.
We are the underfed underdogs.
Hey, you can't have that much sorrow in your life without having some physiological effects. Okay.
I don't know about underfed. I only got an 8 dex.
I think it'll be. This is what would make me super happy is if you all roll really high comeliness.
Oh,
my
yes,
God.
That'll be painful.
Okay, but this is charisma next.
Charisma.
Oh, Jesus love. 6, 6, 5, and a 1. And I'm going to roll
Wow.
the 1.
Do it.
2. So I have 6, 6, 5 is 17.
17
Nice.
charisma.
I score it.
Paladin.
May not have anything else, but you're going to look
I
good
got
doing
that
it.
flare of hair.
Hey, you're very good at motivating people. Not,
Isn't
maybe
it
you don't do it, but you motivate others. That's
You
good.
can be a druid.
druid? Yeah.
There's a number of classes that require some charisma.
Yay. Oh, 17.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I
Big
can be a
Mac,
druid, though.
You guys are very convincing.
Big Mac, I'm just doing this for audience participation to see my dice live.
Oh, somebody was asking where's Casey?
Yeah.
All right, Alex. Let's see what the trend continues. Let's see what happens with the trend. Let's see.
16.
Oh my God.
We are a very convincing
Hey,
group.
maybe you guys aren't the underdogs. Maybe you guys are the show dogs. I don't know.
We're gonna walk
like-
up to people.
Every time you say underdogs, it's like, no, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
We'd like to
Couldn't
talk
think
to you
of- I don't
about your
have a better
horse's
word.
extended warranty.
Kayla?
Oh, I guess I could do. They're not loaded, Babunski. They're not loaded. Oh my God. 6, 4, 4, and a 3. So that's 14 again. They're not loaded, I swear.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Casey, that was
No, I take your word for it, but we're all
Oh, you
high
can't even see
charisma.
anything. Oh Lord.
For those
Well,
werewolf
now
dice,
I feel jinxed, so I'm giving them.
maybe your charisma
extra
is such
shake.
that that's why they saved you.
Ah, yes. We're cute.
Maybe he'll come in with a
foundlings.
9.
Nah. 4, 3, 3, 2. So 10. Perfectly average.
Ugly
All right.
duckling.
No, doesn't
And
have to be
no.
ugly. Just wallflower.
The commonness is the appearance.
Now the
If I roll
comeliness,
an 18 on this, I'm telling you right now.
we'll call your face.
Oh my God. 3, 3, 2, 1. So I'm gonna roll the 1. 4. So a 10.
All right.
Okay, shake these up. 2, 4, 5, 1. So re-roll the 1. 5, so 14.
Oh, all right.
Nice.
I have a character, and their comeliness is 14. That's the highest stat they have.
Wow.
Middle-aged fighter who specialized with crossbow.
It's going to be a 13 for me.
All right. Caleb.
5, 5, 4, and a 1. Rerolling the 1. It's a 6.
Nice.
16.
16.
Nice.
16 commonness. Look at you.
I like these dice.
What's this one for? Comeliness?
Yes.
I need that wild card.
Get a 7.
No, 6, 4, 2, 2. So 12. That's fine.
The higher your comeliness, the more recognizable and memorable you are.
Cool.
So sneaking about and like, hey, wait a minute, have I seen you before? Yeah, so you're more and also the extreme end is also, if you're really low or really high, you're far more recognizable and memorable.
Wild card time.
Wild card time. Best of luck to you, Patrick.
Here, Caleb, blow on my dice. Here we go. I got 2 1s, a 5, and a 6.
Ooh, well, we roll the
Ooh.
ones. That has potential.
What, both ones?
Yes, you can do up to 2 of them.
Oh, okay.
Oh man.
6, 6, 5, 3.
Nice.
Nice.
17 for
So
my
you have a
wild.
17 wild card. All right, that's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need this.
You need this.
Okay, 11.
11.
Oh my. Well,
Hey,
that's an
that
improvement.
replaces 3 of his stats. All right.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
actually,
salvage right
that
there.
is an upgrade.
That's a win. All right. Come on. Let's get rid of that one low one at least. I did roll a 1, 5, 3, 4 otherwise.
Okay.
So that's a 3. So
Well,
that's a 12.
all right.
So,
Kayla,
Last one.
as if you needed it.
6, a 5, a 4, and a 3.
15.
All right. So 15.
Yeah,
That
that
might
that
help
may be
you
a
with
good
the,
intelligence replacement for her, right? Because I know you're. Yeah.
She needs a. Well, she has. I think she had for that specifically for Channer. She was already in there if she wanted it. Casey.
The audience, I am dying for a 15.
No, you want higher than that, Casey.
Oh, 15 is fine. That gets me to the Lynn's Archer Ranger.
You want 18.
Oh, okay. Hang on. 6, 5, 3, and a 1.
Ooh.
He's gonna
Are you
be.
going to re-roll it?
He's gonna.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's
Come
gonna-
on.
Oh, yeah.
One.
Come on.
6.
No whammies, no whammies. Stop. No. Oh, it's another 1.
Oh.
14.
14. So close.
Can't make the Archer Ranger or the Barbarian Cleric by 1.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen. So we're going to take a moment so that you can. Did everyone write down their stats?
Yes.
Yes.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I totally should have been, but I suck
Okay.
and
All right.
I
Well, I
wasn't.
have them here. So I'll tell it. Actually, I'll go through all of them. All right. Patrick,
Yes.
you got 13 strength, 12 intelligence, 15 wisdom, 8 dex, 10 con, 17 charisma, and 10 comeliness with a 17 wild card.
I'd like
Dwayne?
to replace my dexterity with that 17.
Okay, well, just hold on.
Okay.
So, Dwayne, you have 8. I'm just going to read them in order because I've already gone over the order. So 8,
Yeah.
9, 16, 10, 11, 17, and 4 with an 11 wild.
Oh, it was 14 on the comeliness.
Right, isn't that what I said?
Oh, I thought you said 4.
Oh, no. You made a lot more noise over that one. I think 4 is almost better than 11. So, all right. So, Alex, 16, 14, 16, 9, 13, 16, 13, and 12 as your wild card. Kayla, 15, 12, 14, 12, 13, 14, 16, 15. Kayla with a loaded dice.
I'll send some. I got extra. I got some to spare, guys.
And Casey, 15, 14, 16, 12, 14, 10, 12, and 14. Has
Agreed.
everyone got them?
Yep.
All right. So take a moment, look at the chart I sent, and kind of see how all the classes, like in the warrior category, they will all work for everyone's storyline. Okay. So you can see where you want to replace, your wild card stat based on which class you're interested in using. Same for the wise man or wise woman and the chanter. There's only one type of them, and then the outsider are the outsiders are all universally spellcasters, which is why they're outsiders. And most of the wise men are spellcasting types, but they are kind of fit into the tribal totemic clerical version. So they're a little bit more, they're more accepted, although they're kind of feared and respected in the tribe. So look at those for a moment. I'm going to refill my coffee, and I will be right back in about 45 seconds.
Well, you should throw the classes up for the audience to see.
Why?
Because it'd be cool for them to follow along and see what we're looking at.
Well,
Might be hard to see.
He
I
didn't.
don't have it printed. It's too small. And you guys are the ones that need to see it. I want to keep it a secret and a mystery.
That's why he's the ever mysterious Tim.
Mysterious Tim, indeed.
I bet you he's got 15 classes that we've never seen before that I've never used. So this is going to be kind of exciting with a whole bunch of new stuff.
He's got something called Commando. It's misspelled with a K and 2 M's. Wait,
It's
that's a real
okay.
thing?
That's
I'm
what Anna
actually
played.
looking at that.
I am too. Let's do a party of Commando.
Anna played that in the Dark Heart campaign.
There we are.
Yeah, Anna has the commando class, so that has been played, but it's pretty cool. So,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, damn, my deck's 14 now with the wild card.
Just a note there, everyone, we're giving away a White Plume Mountain today or this morning. Jeez. So,
All right. I'm a half elf, so I'm probably multi-classing as well. So, got to figure out.
You're a half elf?
Yes,
I thought we were humans.
you guys are here.
The story fit enough that I went ahead and gave in to Casey's relentless pushing the envelope.
That's right. Tim, so I'm thinking multi-classing for a half elf. Remind me in 1E, a half elf can basically do 3 things, right? If they really wanted to.
Well, what 3 things do you imagine working together in your backstory?
I don't know. Right now, I'm mostly thinking some sort of ranger cleric, I think. I don't know if the party has another cleric-y type.
Because your orphanage was run by a cleric?
Yeah, cleric of Pelor, and I've got the wisdom 16.
Yeah, I'm looking at going like with the druid.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Now, I know that you guys didn't get a chance to see all the specifics involved in the classes. That may affect you. So I'm not going to hold you to a final decision on your character class today. We will do the attributes, and that will be the final cut today for the attributes. But I will not hold you to definitively choose your class until you've had more time or I've answered all your questions. So if that takes you more time, that's fine.
I like the ones that say prime advantage. Shoot in the face. Shooting in the face. That's their prime advantage. I love that.
Which one is that one?
The archer and archer
Archer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that is a good advantage. I like the Slayer too. I like the Slayer class, especially in the notes section.
Where the what's EMT stand for?
The ever mysterious Tim.
And if
Okay.
you're hated and murdering them is your life.
That's
Oh,
right. Yeah,
God,
the
so
Slayer
okay.
is the bane of your hated enemy. Murdering them is your life. So that's an interesting read. And you don't get many options to choose what your bane is. I get to choose your bane because I've already chosen it. So
I'm considering Commando.
very
So
good.
what other benefits would I gain from being like the bard of the tribe? If you could
If
elaborate on that.
you
for
would
me.
be a bard in the tribe.
Oh, sorry, a bard.
Yeah, not the. But so basically, you take part in all the various ceremonies.
Mhm.
Anytime there's chanting or music or some sort of thing is what they support. They also are kind of like the historians and storytellers of the tribe, kind of keeping track by word of mouth tales.
So pretty darn close to what I sent you.
Yeah. So
Okay,
that's
cool.
kind of what they do. So I mean, even let's say, for example, let's say you didn't have 13 charisma, you had something lower and you couldn't do it. You could actually choose almost any of these other wise man or outsider classes, and then also as a secondary skill, so because those are going to come into play, have musician or instrument or chanting as a skill, and you could still role play the same exact function, just not necessarily the mechanics are the same. Do you understand what I mean? So,
Yeah, of course. Okay, I'll look into
but
the
you do
outsiders and
qualify
stuff
for that
too.
if you want.
Perfect. Then I'll take a look at the wise woman and wise men stuff and also the outsiders.
Yeah, and so I will in that Google Drive folder I will put these extractions from these different sources and put them in there for you to read if you want to go into more detail. But I wanted us to worry about the story first. So, okay, let's talk about the wild card attribute and where it's going. Patrick, I think I know where you're going to put that 17.
Yes, that's where it's going.
Well, actually, now I'm not sure. So there's, I guess, dexterity.
Yes, dexterity, please.
Okay, Dwayne.
I'm gonna do intelligence.
Okay. Alex?
Dex.
Really?
Shocker, I know.
All right. Kayla?
I think I'm gonna swap it out for the intelligence.
So your character's
Yeah.
pretty and smart?
Well, now I'm thinking like the dexter. So if I'm considering this, like if I'm going to be chanting things like that, am I going to essentially have to roll to be doing these types of things for like how they're going to influence, so on and so forth? And if that's the case, is that going to be a particular skill? I'm not trying to like.
Well, I mean, always intelligence affects how well you can notice things and how well you remember things, and
Being that I am kind of like a repository of all the stories of our village,
Right.
yeah, I'll take it with the intelligence.
Okay. Casey.
I think it's going into Dex. There's no point to put it into charisma or comeliness, I don't think.
Really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I think I'm fine with the wallflower. 10 and 12 there.
Well, when everyone's covered in dirt, it's hard to see what you look like anymore. Okay.
And it might matter for picking class like commando or, well, I guess that's really the only one, or bounty hunter.
So
Actually,
now,
I don't even qualify for commando.
yeah, I was going to say, if you with that constitution, it's rough.
Yeah.
There's still plenty of options to fulfill similar roles.
Yeah, I'm debating the differences between Commando. I guess Scout's thief based, but Bandit looks fighter based.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking some variation of like Ranger specialty priest of Paylor,
Okay.
because I assume you can multi-class a specialty priests in AD&D when you're
Not specialty priests.
Only ones that allow it. So that would be ones that are mostly thief-based classes. So yeah, or there's a very few exceptions. One of them's
because you're. Wait, I mean, you can be a cleric of Paylor. It's just that you're going to be a cleric of Paylor.
the specialty priests are so much stronger.
Of course they are. That's why they're single class.
Casey's been maxing again.
Of course.
I look at it as it's similar to that Gamma World first edition ability, molecular understanding, where you can find the weaknesses and things and exploit them. I'm similar with certain games where I start finding, well, this way, if I take this and this and this, it makes this better. But so I get it.
So I think the druid fits with my backstory actually, because the wise woman who raised me, then that could be training from her.
Sure. All right. Again, I will allow after you, if you know, I'll give you, say, I don't know how much time do you want to make a final decision?
Well, I would like to hear what the others are thinking, because that will also help me with my planning. Knowing that Patrick may change his mind and go from druid to, you know, shaman or something, or ranger.
I think I'm pretty solid with staying with the druid. It looks good to me.
Or sorry, that wasn't Patrick.
Oh no, it's Dwayne. It's Dwayne.
Thank you, Dwayne.
Okay. And that actually that's one of the, you know, it's one of those harder to get just because of that charisma.
Yeah.
So who's set so far? We got 3 of 5.
We have one set, unless, well, I guess Kayla, you're kind of set, aren't you? Or are you still thinking?
I think I might take one of the outsiders because it actually would fit a bit better with her backstory. And then, of course, like you said, just have some chanting aspects in there. Let's see here. I'm just looking over them here real quick to see which makes the most sense.
All right.
I think I'm going with Slayer for a similar reason. It fits more with the background I created already.
Oh,
Tim,
no.
can you kind of explain the classes that each are picking and what?
Yes. So, well, Druid. Dwayne has chosen to have a Druid character, so you know, very similar to the sort of shamanic cleric type, in touch with the land and nature, and since the tribals live in much more harmony with nature as part of the landscape, it fits perfectly in what he's doing, what he wants to do. And the Slayer that Alex has mentioned it's basically a person dedicated to killing a specific thing, and they are excessively very, very good at it. And so there's the chance when they're fighting that chosen enemy that they instantly kill it if they hit it.
Accident.
So that's why I wrote down that's why in the notes I put the bane of your hated enemy, murdering them is your life. So you know where that spinal column nerve endings are a little bit exposed. So if you slash a certain spot on their back, you paralyze them. You know where all their arteries and their main organs are. You know what angle you need to shove that knife in their nose to be able to hit their brain. You know all that good stuff. So, and
this one excites you, I can tell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is the druid, if he's flam, part of the old faith?
Well, that's what a druid is in my opinion.
Okay.
So, I mean, a specialty priest of Bayori would be a druid class, but especially, you know what I mean, focusing on that. Same for, was it Obid High or however you pronounce it?
The Shalom, yeah.
The Shalom, yeah. They would be game mechanics, the druid, but they're worshiping that aspect of nature. So if we look at the old faith, they're kind of similar to the barbarian cleric, they are more, polytheistic in views and more spiritual based. They're more in touch with spiritual aspects, so they don't fixate on one. The turning of the seasons are important, so the sun plays varying roles, and it's diminishing in return over the seasons and all that. So that's kind of how I see the druid. Does that resonate with you, Dwayne? Is that
Yes, definitely.
all right?
Did anyone else have anything besides Dwayne and Druid for what way they were leaning?
Yeah, it looks like it. Well, Patrick, what do you have? What are you doing?
I'm gonna. I'm sort of like my dreams are dashed. Um,
Tim's good at that.
You're welcome.
I am going to go with bandit.
Wow, nice. And Tim, is that the prototypical My Bandit from the modified with the, or is it from the Dungeon Dragon magazine?
It's just that, just like all the barbarians, they're raiders. They're raiders and pillagers, and the way they fight, they sneak up and they steal horses and run. I mean, that's banditry, right? So the game mechanic fits right into that sort of, anthropology of the tribe.
You giving them two single specializations?
Right. We'll discuss those sort of things in the future. I looked at the way they're basically written up. That'll probably be the case. The speed at which they get other proficiencies and their initial non-weapon proficiencies will be a little bit different, I think, than what they're written up, because I add those in.
Bandit's a great class. There's a bandit in Horror of the Hools, everyone knows, right? So it's a really.
So I mean, all their wilderness skills all fit right in. So it fits into that tribal warrior archetype, and instead of being the the ultimate survivalist, you're more like the raider, fighter, raider. You can be quiet, you can sneak up on stuff.
Yeah, well, there's quite a. It's like even when you look across, it says cover, tracks, wilderness skills as well. So which is good, and it's got like it's a fighter raider kind of note. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Like I can sort of I can get into that kind of a character.
Plus, you're probably going to have like a short bow or something like that, and you're going to be a hit and run guy. It's and you're going to have some good skills. You're going to have some good skills. You're not going to be like a specialized fighter, but you're going to be a jack of all trades at those skills.
If you think about the Dark Hand group, the higher level guys, barbarian class is cool, but they're not the greatest fighters. They aren't. They aren't. They are very resilient and they have a lot of staying power because they're high constitution and hit points, 12-sided die, and they're fast. They got lots of multiple skills for survival on the land, so they're very flexible, but they are not the best fighters. A barbarian type fighter who's a straight fighter will actually be better at fighting than a barbarian.
True.
But they're not as survivable. They're not as resilient. They're not, nobody gets it all. Nobody gets it all.
Okay, so if I'm taking bandit and Dwayne is a druid.
Right, so you got a warrior and you got a wise man, and we got two warriors and a wise man so far.
Well,
Okay.
what's Alex? What'd you pick?
The Slayer.
Okay. Kayla, I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you were honing.
She's still thinking.
I think that honestly that Outsider Shaman Solitary fits the best for the backstory that I provided.
Magic user.
Yes, this one I will. Again, all these, when I send you the write-ups on them, if you have doubts or you want to we can do that. All right, in the next couple of days we can adjust if you want to slide it to something different. I don't want you to feel like you got shoehorned into it because I didn't let you read it ahead of time. So.
Yeah, we have a good balance. I think the only thing we need is a cleric, someone for healing.
The solitary shaman is very. It's like, imagine the crazy hermit that meditates out in the woods.
Yep, that sounds like her.
And like can see spirits and talks to spirits a lot. And
Yep.
so
That is
But
totally her.
mechanically, though, you have a C in the class column, so probably gets cleric spells. It looks.
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Claire attack. On
Alex, I'm with you on mechanics question.
yeah.
A
attack
druid will
and
have some
saves.
healing, so we don't have an arcane spellcaster at this
Right.
time. Correct?
There is no magic user.
No magic user option until you go down to the outsiders.
Right, and there's the sorcerer.
Okay.
I was prepared for you, Casey, trying to be a ranger magic user.
Oh no, that's Anna's shtick. I'm thinking
Okay.
ranger or commando, cleric of Pelor, but I really don't like the fact that we're missing arcane. And I know half elves can do 3 multi-classing in AD&D,
Only base classes.
including ranger.
Yeah, it's either fighter, clerk,
Well,
mage, or thief.
I'll go ahead and make the final call on the.
Oh.
Yeah, you
I
take
do
that,
allow that
Jay.
sometimes.
Be careful, Casey. You're playing his game too.
That's true. It's gonna just
Arn's
smush
life has
Darn.
just gotten much shorter.
Right. Darn's got $400 worth of hit points. I ain't scared. All right, so I am debating straight ranger, normal ranger, commando. I grew up in the forest. Sable Watch is at the edge of the forest. And we've already got the bandits, so we're good there. Slayer would be cool, but we're good there. Guide Hunter just seems like, local yokel.
Well, it kind of is basically. They're like the wanderers that basically know where all the trails are, the best hunting. They know how it is somewhat localized, but they know when the herds come and go, where they're likely to be, unless you're the fisherman type, and then you know where the fish are going to be spawning. You know all those sort of things. So there's like an information sort of aspect to them.
Probably
Well,
very
once-
keen on tracking too.
Yes.
But the commando does not track. The commando is more of a
No, they can. They're just not. They're not like a ranger at it. They're not like a scout at it. They can do it. They're just not the best. They're not.
do they have the ranger hide and move silently tables and stuff like that?
Or they're better than the ranger and move. Rangers can't move silently, but they can kind of surprise if everybody has the similar thing. But commandos are better at it than that.
All right, well, let's go commando, cleric of Pelor, and he just kind of grew up defending Sable Watch, but like combat medic, right? He's a fast, it says light fighter for the commando. So he gets out there, he kicks some ass, and then he's like, oh shit, I need to do some healing.
I don't know if Tim, do you still got that little brief that I emailed you on the combat medic?
Yes.
Is that maybe something that Casey might be interested in, or?
No, he wants that. He wants that holy healer stuff.
He's undead paranoid.
Yeah, I just want to take advantage of the half elf's ability to multi. Otherwise, with the wisdom 16, I would just go straight class specialty brief.
So, and Kayla, when you look at this, the shaman, they are very, very specific in a lot of their abilities, and so that means when you're super specified, it means some other things fall by the wayside. So I want you to look at that before we go final on that.
Okay.
For you.
So does the shaman, can they turn undead? I guess is the pertinent question.
Great question.
I guess we'll find out, won't we?
We'll find out, I guess. I don't know. The solitary the solitary shaman, I'll look at that real quick. I'm going to put these all these extractions in that folder so that you'll be able to access them and look them over.
I think if that's the case, I would go with Biori.
Biori,
If that would be okay. I would
Earth
choose
Mother.
Biori as my god.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Very easy to make any kind of a worshipping idol out of mud.
If anybody's seen the movie or the show on Netflix called Outlanders, I believe.
There's Buri.
I haven't seen that one.
There's a particular woman in there where she's constantly out in the forest just doing rituals and dances, and that's going to be pretty much Ilaoi. She's just going to be on her lonesome, underneath the moon and the stars, and constantly just like.
Did you ever see 13th Warrior?
Yes, amazing movie.
So it's like not saying that we'd be that chaotic, but you know they it looked like they had some level of worship to Buri, the Earth Mother.
Let's put it this way. Your spells that you get when you're this sort of shaman are sponsored by specific spirits.
Okay.
So if you want certain spells, you have to contact and ingratiate yourself to the spirit who's going to grant you that ability to use that spell.
Okay, so like you were discussing, like the winter spirit or the wind spirit. So
Right.
like,
And when you get that spell, that's the spell you got.
Ah,
how do I pronounce
Permanently.
this?
I mean, that's-
Tobadzitzini?
Tobadzitzini.
Tobadzitzini. Okay.
Yeah. That's a warrior spirit.
war spirit.
Yeah. So you got to sacrifice people after battles to that guy.
So does that mechanic work for me as well as the druid?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
Orcs.
it's very specific spiritual,
Okay.
spirit based. It's not the druid, the solitary shaman.
Yeah. Okay.
So if you want to, let's say you decide you want to have a new spell and not that old spell, now you've just slighted the spirit that granted you the first one, and when you switch it out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Tim, there's kind
And
of
also, if you want to have like a little cuckoo in the for Cocoa Puffs.
But yeah, there's a variety. They'll all fit in and work related. They're all a little bit.
Casey's
spirit
Zoom
language,
crashed.
occultish. Go ahead, Jay. What were you saying?
Casey's Zoom crashed, so I'm just waiting for him to
okay.
hop back on. Can you tell the audience how many new or tweaked classes are added for this above and beyond what they even know from my game?
I selected 30 classes that they had the option to try to get. Some of them are prohibited by the attribute requirements. I think the most rigorous one actually is Archer Ranger.
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Archer Ranger's very tough.
You need 2 15s and 3 14s to be the Archer Ranger.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. But there might be someone who could do that.
I was about to say, could I actually do that?
I don't think your dexterity is not high enough.
Oh, I could have.
Dex is the toughest stat. You probably could no, because you need high intelligence too for a
Yes,
ranger.
you need high intelligence. That's the Archer Ranger combo is one is it's like a multi-class, but you don't have to pay it like a multi-class. It's a multi-class but plays single class. So that's why it's so difficult. So you could be an archer and then something else a lot easier than an Archer Ranger.
Yeah, I was hoping for that, but that X15 got me.
Yeah, we were just talking about. I don't know if you heard, Casey. We were just talking about how that's the hardest one to be because of the stat requirements on it.
The Archer Ranger.
Yeah, because
Yeah, I
you need
missed
3
it.
14s.
Missed
and
it by 1 point of Dex, and I was going to go.
And you know
Archer
what? If we weren't
Ranger,
if we weren't live streaming, I might be like, well, you never know.
No,
maybe
we
we'll.
gotta
But
be
no, we're live
hardcore.
streaming, so no fudging.
Right.
So
I'm not.
Yeah.
I can't appeal to Lynn's spirit because he would not give me that 1 point of Dex to make the class.
You brought this on, Casey.
yeah. So there's 30 different class choices, and I put them in 4 different archetypes. Warrior archetype, which also actually wraps up your thief type classes, because in a culture where your money is not the primary thing, they're all raiders, and anyway, barbarian fighting and the way they do stuff, they're raiding and they steal horses from their enemy tribes and other people, and so that fits in there. The wise man category is all your clerical healers, fit in that category. The ones that are seem to be fit into the tribe, so they're the accepted religious intelligentsia of the tribe, and then Chanter is kind of filling that niche of ceremonial and entertainment and history for the tribe, and then the outsiders are mostly some sort of arcane spellcaster type,
Which we have no.
which you don't have any.
Arcane.
Well, you might have one, depending on what Kayla finally settles on. If she stays solitary shaman, that's the one you got.
When you say sudden kill for Slayer, like is that like if he gets a certain strike number, or
If he hits and it's the targeted enemy, we'll roll a percentile die.
wow?
I mean, I was learning the Haka, so yeah, let's go with Shaman Solitary, and we're gonna choose Tobat's. We'll get this name down.
Right, but you don't choose one. You choose them all. You talk to all the spirits.
I can talk to all the spirits, like you just said. Though, if I swap out spell for spell, then I might
like when you get a spell,
consult
that's
a spirit.
it's kind of like you're very good at communicating with the spirits, and you know what they need, and you know how to entice them because they're very mischievous, so and you want to learn a certain spell, and you get the spirit that'll sponsor that and basically give you some of their power for you to do it. That occupies your spell slot, and that's
Okay.
the spell that you don't switch them out like normal clerics.
Okay.
You can't pray for additional ones. You don't have a spell book. It's that. And then if you decide that you don't want to use that anymore, you want to replace it, you
I
got
have
to get
do
another
like another
sponsor.
ritual, and gotcha. Okay.
And then that sponsor replaces it, but then you've offended the one that has granted you the power. Like, what? I'm not good enough? So
Okay, this will be fun. So I'll keep that list of spirits that you sent to me then, and I'll brush up on them. I'll do that. I'll do the
those are
research.
great ones. You can also go to a tree spirit, it's a minor little one. You don't have to go for the big heavy hitters.
Okay.
So the
This
big
is
heavy
good.
hitters require big cost.
I'm just curious. What is what is going to be chosen for the Slayer's?
I already
main
chose
enemy?
it.
What?
I already chose it. There's no option but one.
So
Humans.
in story,
Humans are always the most dangerous opponent in Dungeons and Dragons.
No, it's going to be humanoids. So
That's a broad category. So
it is broad, but
my
that?
necklace of
Similarity.
fireballs
Oh,
that I'm
jeez.
wearing.
it's broad, but narrow enough not to really be that violently significant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, he murdered an orc. All right,
All the same anatomy. Yeah.
next. So,
Okay, well, Tim, send me the commando stuff, por favor. Do you
Will do.
use Jay's character sheet, or do we just pick an AD&D character sheet?
I didn't settle on one type of character sheet just to see how long they live before I worry about how they're written down. So,
It's comforting.
So if we do feel we really need an arcane caster, like it's not, I only qualify for 2 possibles, but because my intelligence isn't that high, but like I could consider the sorcerer or the wild man.
And keep in mind, humans can dual class, right? But Tim, what level do you have to get to dual class?
I don't have a level limit.
Right, pick that, Jay. So you can go.
Hey, Jay
What
made that rule
level?
because of me, so that's why.
Another few years ticked off Garn's life.
Tim's doing it. Rules is written on the dual classing. So you could pick. Someone in the audience was saying, take one level of fighter, and then dual class into something else.
You have to have a reason why that occurs logically, but
The min-maxers are trying to corrupt you there, Dwayne.
The reason is you found a spell book, dual class.
there are no spell books. None of the casters use a spell book.
No. I'm talking about NPCs. Like if you killed a using Wizard of Ayuz or something.
Right? Almost none of the characters can read.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is an interesting point. I read.
They know runic and symbols that are tribal.
I mean,
That's
I'm a
how
cleric of Palor, so I would assume I can read.
You can read Peloric.
Tim, do us a favor here, and
Yeah.
thank you, Chuck. do us a favor and go over the background. Not you don't have to go in specific. Go over for the audience the background of what the campaign is, okay, and where it's going. Because we have a lot of new viewers this morning who haven't watched your high level adventures during cons. Yep.
The campaign is set in the Northern Barrens, where the Rovers live, and the Rovers were scattered and nearly obliterated by IU's forces when they came north, and most of the tribes are just trying to hang on. And so they're basically, they might shoot and scoot at the bad guys. They don't try to fight them that much. That's generally what they've been doing. And so they're just like, the North American Indians. They would be doing raids and such. And so they weren't being very successful. This particular tribe that we'll be in is the Pelu Tribe. And there's been people that have been sponsored by either other states or other prominent people to come and give assistance in the role as advisors. So they have advisors who are much better at warfare on an operational and strategic aspect, and they have special people who are really, really good at small unit tactics and training. And so they've been raiding using the abilities of barbarians who are light fighters and using them operationally. So instead of just raiding and stealing horses and talking about how you really, took a couple horses from the bad guys, you're now doing ambushes at specific spots where their resupply is going out to their, the humanoids in the field. There's humanoids, operating, and so you're hitting their logistics. So you're stealing their food, you're stealing this. So you're starting to attrit and diminish their ability to make war. So that's what's been going on. The first barbarian adventure I ran, the humanoids at this large mountain fort called Split Rock had been using wyverns, and to great effect. And the wyverns were flying in a very unnatural manner, like totally synchronized, like they're all telepathically linked somehow. So the figuring was that at the headquarters there was somebody controlling them. So when the tribe went out to engage in a major fight to get the wyverns out of the nest, the higher level barbarians in the other group snuck into they had to infiltrate into the fort at the headquarters and try to destroy whoever was controlling them. And it was a big monstrosity, a 16-headed hydra that had different heads and 4 sets of tails and 4 wings and 4 human arms and heads and spell casting. It was a mess. So they got rid of it and then escaped.
It's a good thing as first level characters, we won't have to worry about that.
Yeah, so they took care of that.
Yeah, we will.
We're actually this group is going to start before that happened.
Hey Tim, how much gold are we starting with just for equipment purchasing purposes? I assume we're using 1E Player's Handbook for pricing and equipment.
You can petition me for what you would like to start with, because there's no money. What's gold do for somebody who's needs to eat?
Look at that look on Casey's face.
Casey, if you go hunting today and you get something, tell me what you can make with it, and if you can start with that.
He's had his entire life to get ready for today.
Hey Casey, so dual classing into fighter is moot for me anyways because my strength's not high enough.
Yeah.
Question from Gaetano, who plays in your high level game. How many have you developed the Rovers tribes, and how many have you developed so far?
By name, 4 of them. 2 of them are trader tribes that sided with the humanoids just for survival purposes. The Yellow Tree tribe, which has been hunted almost to extinction by the Pelu, and the Agavul tribe, which are the blood drinkers. So they've sided with the humanoids. And then there's the Volterra tribe that was also almost totally wiped out by the humanoids. And the Pelu. The Pelu are the great example of how not to die fighting humanoids in the Barrens with the help of advisors and logistics support. They don't know how they're getting all the support, but they are getting support. You can't have all your hunters that provide food for everybody doing military operations and also hunting. So what do you got to do? You got to have somebody providing food to fill the shortfall in the hunting. And so that's why they are able to do that.
Another question from Gaetano. Without books, what's used to study as they are more tribal? I mean, it's word of mouth, right? Yeah.
It's all well, the chanters keep track of all the tribal histories, and there's runic symbols that they use to represent things. You know, everyone, when they go through their rite of passage, well, the rite of manhood, they'll have a spirit pouch. So there's a pouch that has a few significant things to their spiritual journey into adulthood, and little objects. I don't know if you want to call it a fetish or whatever you want to, however you want to refer to it. Little objects that are carved or colored or significant to the individual is how they remember things. Like this pebble I found in the stream when I killed my first orc, and this is so it's a symbolic linkage to something physical. So that's how they remember things. Is that what the question is, or are we talking about just reading?
I'm not 100% sure on the
Okay.
Gaetano question. I think you answered it. Yeah, I think you did, which is
Well,
great.
yeah, because like the barbarian cleric in the other group, he had scrolls, but they really were 3-dimensional objects that had carvings in symbolic, spiritual symbolic symbols carved on it, and so that's how he reads it. It's paper. Who has time to pound fibers into some sort of flimsy thing? They don't have time for that, so they don't have paper. If you don't have a written language, you don't need to write down tons of stuff. So you carve it into 3-dimensional objects, and you have those. And so he has scrolls. He can read them with read magic, but they don't create them. They don't have a written language. So they have symbols.
You don't necessarily have to have a written language, and it still wouldn't prevent you from learning another language.
Right. And
written.
so, I mean, for those that don't know, the nature of magic and the way I run it is different than the Vankian traditional way that they do it, where you memorize something and then cast it and forget it. That doesn't resonate with me. So everything is based on ritual. So I'm going a little bit astray here, but I'll cover it anyway. So magic is, you need to be able to say the words of power. You need to make the motions that are symbolic and help generate the power. And you need to have the physical linkage to it, right? And so when you're preparing a spell, you're basically doing the ritual of casting, but you're trading off time for safety. So you're generating that energy and power, and then you close off your ritual with a ritual of holding. So now that energy has been built, and now you've stored that energy within you. And that's how casters prepare their spells. So when they're in combat, they're doing something, they just do the spell releasing, and they go bloom, and it's out. What that means is, and I allow this for even a regular spellcaster, they can decide to cast on the fly if they want. Where they
don't
like,
have to
I know
prepare.
that spell, I can cast it. I just don't have. So they're trading time for danger, right? They're reducing their ritual to be fast, so they're now increasing the danger of it. And I have plenty of charts for your failed spellcasting rolls. So the spellcasting takes longer because you have to meditate and center yourself, and then you have to do this ritual. And you roll, and if you fail by enough, you can keep continuing trying the next combat round, the next round. So but there's penalties for failing that could be catastrophic potentially. So I like that. It feels more real to me, and it also is not unbalancing because it's dangerous. So you can take that risk or not. So that's how the nature of magic works. So that's how the the sorcerer class is kind of that way, but they have a little bit of a bonus because that's the only way they cast spells. Did I go too far afield?
No, this is great.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So how do you handle the proficiencies? Like in Jay's version, he's adopted what we would call feats.
Yes, I basically have adopted almost all of those combat proficiencies that Jay has, and I've added some of my own also in there, and tweaked some that to my preference and aesthetic. And then I also have non-combat proficiencies, and there's a ton of them. And so you'll be able to select some of those.
Have you shared those sheets? I think we need those sheets.
Yes, you will need those sheets.
Do we know, for instance, how many we would have? Like, is it we're at
You're going to
first
start
level,
with
right?
well, aside for the classes that automatically have them built in, you'll start with 3 or 4, depending on
Of weapon or non-weapon or both?
non-weapon. 3 or 4 non-weapon. Commandos have 4 weapon proficiencies at start.
Okay.
I know that because I made it up. Made that class up.
What about the cleric aspect?
2 weapon. The cleric is 2 weapons of proficiency.
So
So
am I
basically,
starting with
if you're multi-classed, clerics get 4 non-weapon proficiencies, and you will be able to start with. I put the non-weapon proficiencies in the 4 several categories. There's a warrior, rogue, ranger, and academic, and then general adventurer class. So as a cleric ranger, or commando cleric, you would have access to the warrior, the general, and the academic list of non-weapon proficiencies.
Okay.
And
So
you would be able to start with 4 of them. You don't get to add the 3 from the fighter and the 4 from the cleric and get 7. You only get 4.
but okay, what about the weapons?
You'll get 4 weapons of proficiency.
Okay, so it's
Or
not
4
4 plus
slots.
2.
No, 4 slots for starting out.
4 weapon, 4 non-weapon. Okay.
Right. You don't get to add the 2 classes. You get the better of the 2 classes.
Okay.
I think you better keep an eye on Casey.
Yeah, well, just also when you go to pick this, remember, everywhere you're functioning is kind of tribal. So the sport and the longsword is just not going to be working. That's not going to work. Do you know
Oh
that?
no, I saw what you had said
Yeah.
for the recommended weapons, and I'm thinking a dude who grew up at the edge of the forest is going to
Right.
be more towards axes and spears and things of that nature.
Right. That's perfect because those are tools and simple weapons that a spear is a knife on the end of a long stick. So that's perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, if you're going to hunt boar, you don't do it with a sword. You do it with a spear.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And on the arcane caster, Dwayne, that's a really good question.
What was the question?
I was just
On-
wondering, like I was wanting to survey the party. Do we need an arcane caster? I could shift to that, and it would fit my backstory as well as the druid. So I could go either way.
I think a druid would be more beneficial to us because you can tap healing magic too.
Well, druid can fill a lot of the arcane role, right? Because of the
Yeah.
elemental spells, the druid. And I would, me personally, I always like it when people just play what they feel like they should be playing.
Sure.
Like I said, I will allow, after we're done here, I will load up that folder with all the options. So you're fully informed so you don't execute, the adventure and feel like you were shoehorned in because you didn't know something. I don't want you to have that feeling. So I want you to keep the story and the culture and all that and your backstory in line with your choices, but I want you to have a choice that's informed. So
A neat little tidbit it's sort of just faded into memory here. The bandit that I've chosen for the class, and I'm looking at the sheet, and you're referring to Dragon Magazine number 63.
yeah.
That was the first Dragon magazine I purchased for myself.
8.
Very cool. That's very cool. Tim, what's your time frame on here? Are we wrapping up in 15?
I think that I can answer questions that anybody has, but this is what I wanted to get accomplished today, and because I wanted them to have time to be able to ruminate and digest the stuff before making a final decision on classing. So this is what I've accomplished. So I answer questions, but as far as that goes, from you guys or from the audience, this will be the conclusion, I think.
So we're gonna we have a drawing to give away, and then we will rate in the Nightheart Gaming, who's on with their Saturday morning after chat. So sit tight, please, everyone.
All right.
So, God, my brain just shut off. I was just about to ask a question here. when is the session, the first session, going to be? Do we have a rough idea on that? Because people are asking.
Within the next month.
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah. Same time slot, or are we looking at an evening? Has that been decided yet by the group?
Later in the evenings seem to be better for me, because it's just the way the battle rhythm of life seems to be better in the evening. But sometimes there's mornings that are great. Nobody wants to do the Tim Crazy mornings, so we won't do those.
No 4 a.m.
I have no objection.
We'll do special
What
4 a.m.
time zone is
sessions for
everyone
only
in?
the truly devoted.
Kill is 2 hours earlier. That's the killer. You don't want Kill getting up at 4 o'clock in the
That'd be
morning.
1 o'clock. I
hours.
can stay up. It's fine.
Kayla, you're West Coast.
I'm in AZ. I'm in that black hole that doesn't acknowledge daylight
Oh.
savings time.
My wife just came back from Tucson visiting. her
Oh.
parents.
It's so nice here. The weather is perfect, you guys. If you have the opportunity to come in the next month or so, seriously.
But we started at what 6 a.m. your time
Yeah.
this morning.
I woke up at 5:30.
I did check with her in advance to make sure that.
Tim's so mean.
I was like, if this is like a one-off thing, sure. If we're gonna do this consistently, we'll
Peace
talk
out.
about it.
Yeah.
All right.
So I can't commit to weekly or bi-weekly, but I do want to do it periodically. Every month and a half. That's what I'm envisioning.
Okay.
So
Does that sound okay?
Yeah, it works for me.
It doesn't matter. That's what we're gonna do.
Like month and a half to 3 months, I think works for me. Every month it will
Yeah.
get tight with everything else going on.
For me, I think that's probably what's going to happen too.
can I,
The books that we're using for just it's going to be with the 1E books and the 2E players, the 1 and 2E players handbooks.
The first edition Player's Handbook and Unearthed Arcana with some modifiers from me. So I'll put the listing of non-weapon skills out. I mean, I will have enough stuff for you to keep you reading and perusing and for a long time.
For a month and a half.
For a month and a half.
Yeah.
Try to
Alright,
try to
cool.
make that decision on the class, because the first
Everything goes
adventure
from
is
there.
going to be closely related to some of your decisions. So sooner is more helpful, but I want you to have the chance to decide. Informed decision.
So here's my question. Now this will be counting all the special groups. We have 5 special groups now. Okay, so I got 2 Living Greyhawks, which is fine. I have the Greyhawk All-Star group, which Time Lord's Wife plays in that too. We have actually 6. We have this group with Tim, and then we have Tim's City State group, and then we have the brand new group with Ed Greenwood, right? That brand new group. And then I'm going to run a one-shot for Stella Luna's community on the 29th of May at night. So, Tim, why don't you check and see if the 29th in the morning works for the next setup, May 29th. That would be a good date for me. So I'm projecting ahead. So
What date was that for
Saturday morning, May 29th.
No, she said Stella's.
Oh, Stella's same day. Stella's right now we're targeting Saturday, May 29th for Stella's community game where we bring
she
it
asked me to
play.
come along with you guys.
Yeah. Okay, so that'll be a Saturday night. So
Okay.
all right, that'll be a one shot. That'll be a one shot group.
Okay. And then when did you say the next Saturday for us is again?
I don't have that date yet for
Okay.
for the Greyhawk All Star group yet. So right now the special events are Saturday, May 8th is Ed Greenwood's group. My gosh, I can't believe I'm DMing for Ed Greenwood.
That's gonna be amazing.
And then I got to fit a Living Greyhawk game in there soon too. And then Stella's special group is the 29th. So just as soon as we have dates for this group, I will get them out to you like I do in all the talk shows and all. So everyone knows when this group will have its first session, because I know a lot of people are excited about this. So I'm excited about watching it. Yeah, it is that Ed Greenwood. Yes. Yeah, yes, Romans. Yes, it's Ed Greenwood. It is. Yeah, I know people don't believe me. It's Ed Greenwood. Yes.
And I want everyone to know that
I always hit the wrong button.
no one in this group has a Constitution bonus.
No.
Told you. I don't think we have very many bonuses at all. Like a strength 15 is what? 0
16.
plus 1.
We have
Maybe not
16
even
strength.
anything.
16 gives you +1 damage. Wisdom is the high stat across the board. Well, wisdom and we'll have to add up. Wisdom and
Charisma.
Bonus spells
got
with
charisma.
a 16 wisdom. Woo. This
For a
is why
very
I say
charismatic
stats in
group.
1E are virtually meaningless compared to later editions.
Huh?
This is why I say stats in 1E are virtually meaningless compared to later editions.
Right. So then you have to role play more instead of worrying about the stat.
I know everyone's like, Ed Greenwood's playing in Greyhawk? Yes, and he's excited. So there you go. And I'm excited about all the special groups we got. The momentum's good. The community's great. Everything's going on very well. And here, if you want to join a community, there's Cannon Fire's Discord. It's a great community. A lot of chat going on. So,
All right, we should do the drawing.
yeah, let's do the drawing. I know
I gotta get chores.
Casey-
We gotta win this prize.
Casey's got
Get the
honey-do
chores.
list stuff. So, all right. Final
You
call.
already have that game, Casey.
All right,
The
look.
drawing
that
after
much.
Casey's gone.
It's not a Gamescape 3D giveaway, but I forgot to change that one shout out. So hit exclamation point drawing if you want in. Here, I'm gonna put my face on my face back up here. One sec.
Someone was commenting on how busy Jay is. I'm also trying to twist his arm to produce me running the Bandit Kingdoms tournament once before I retire it and start working on the next iteration. For
I'm in with that, man. Producing's easy. This was easy this morning.
yeah, just
Casey,
pick a. We got to pick a. What's up, Patrick?
you get in line. I got him doing a BattleTech special for us.
Yeah.
BattleTech.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that Tim will be in on that. And
Yeah, I gotta
You
get
guys
my
got,
my
like,
my
Battletech
cavalry, my
mini.
armored cavalry unit out of mothballs.
Yeah, I've got one somewhere buried away as well. Wow.
there will be a BattleTech game within the next 2 to 3 months, and it'll be BattleTech the new recruits, because we have a group called the Hearth Guards, and we'll have a bunch of new recruits. It'll probably be a once every 6 to 9 month deal because of so much other stuff going on. But we will add in some community people in, and yes,
I can't bring Hotaru Wakafuji.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the community people we're going to have playing.
Yeah,
Everyone's going to have
yeah.
one pilot, one mech. Yeah. Oh, Hikaru's fine. Yeah, absolutely. Hikaru's fine.
Hotaru Wakafuji.
Yeah. Yep. So there you go. All right, I'm going to close this out. Hopefully everyone enjoyed this today. This was a blast.
I did. I was
Many
nervous the
people
whole
we get.
time.
What was this? I don't have my chat open.
It's
Twitch open.
Yeah, it's going to be. Well, this is courtesy of you, Patrick. This is a White Plume Mountain original. I mean, a reprint of the original, right?
Yeah.
So
Still nice.
yeah, it's still awesome, and I will get that out immediately, like I always do. All the giveaways.
And it's the first adventure I'm running for these first level guys.
That's fun. That's funny.
Awesome.
You
All right,
didn't realize you'd
here
be
we
running
go.
For Nixon Knox so early.
The winner. If you're on, you have to claim it. You have to claim it. Diabolito 4729. Are you on?
I saw him in there earlier.
It looks like he's on. He or she is on.
Diablicio!
There you go.
Yay! Neat.
All right, so
Congratulations.
please email me or whisper me your full name and address, and I will get that out via priority mail like I always do today. I mean, Monday, actually, with the mails open. So, and no problem, and congrats. And any final words from everyone? Up here.
I'm uploading the classes right now. The ones that you can be, anyway. The ones that... So you'll be able to spend
that
the
we
rest of your
qualified
day.
for.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast.
All right, so quick shout outs. Next stream Sunday night 7:30. I have that Tim's coming back on, even though he doesn't really know it yet, or did. But it'll be a great one. The evolution of the Cavalier class, a maligned after second edition class. Why, I have no idea. But if you play them right and tweak them a little bit, you can. They're great. I mean, look how much fun we had during the joust of all the Cavaliers. You just got to be smart about it. So that is on Sunday. Then we all, I mean, this is just, I can't believe next week. I mean, next week is sickening on what's going on, right? Just, it's insane. We start the week off with the following people. I mean, this is Paizo. This is the era Paizo Hawk for Greyhawk and Legends Lore. The Eric Mona, who runs Paizo, James Jacobs and Jason Bullman all on the same show. I mean, I don't even know I'm just unbelievably shocked at how crazy that show is going to be with those three on all at the same time. That's going to be an insane show. All right. And then we have our normal game Thursday. I don't even know what I'm doing Thursday. And then next Sunday, a legend of all legends, Zeb Cook. All right. Who wrote A1, I1, Vecna Lives, The Tome of Magic, the Greyhawk Wars box set. I mean, there's so much that this gentleman did. I can't wait. Just a crazy week coming up. So, we will have so much. Thank you for that follow. We'll have so much fun.
Hopefully you'll have something in the
introduction
mail.
to the second edition AD&D Player's Handbook after they added the errata to it.
Just an insane amount of stuff that he's done. And then to top it all off, on May 8th, Saturday night, May 8th, 2 weeks from tonight, this was set up. This game is Ed Greenwood, Tony Winslow Brill, who wrote in Candlekeep Mysteries, Anna, Stella, Eric Boyd, who wrote all the deities for Forgotten Realms and a lot for Greyhawk, and Eric Menke. Just what a crazy game that's going to be on that one. So, and that is 2 weeks from tonight, and that'll be a recurring group. Hopefully, it should be. It will be. I got almost all the characters done, but Ed starts to give me his character choice, but all the other characters are being done now. So, thank you very much. Appreciate my me doing a bunch of shout outs there. Oh, cool. Now I put 2 and 2 together there. Thank you. All right. I got
Jay
it.
is surreptitiously, I can't even say it. Jay is sneakily converting those Forgotten Realms writers and creators over to Greyhawk. And so that more Greyhawk content will come out stronger later on.
And
leave the Forgotten Realms, come to the memorable realms.
So please stay and hang on. And if you haven't given Nightheart Gaming, who we're going to a follow, what great people Frank and Ann are. And they usually do an after chat session with some crafting and just some general cool talk. And they're on this morning, so let's run over to them, and we'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern, for the Cavalier discussion. And thank you all for the wonderful support, and thank you all players for coming in. And Tim, this is like, people are asking. This is going to open up a whole new division of Greyhawk classes and stuff. I have a feeling that there's going to be a lot of demand for what you're doing here. So this is going to be wonderful.
The secret and the mystery.
Exactly. That's why you're the ever mysterious. All right, we'll see you all tomorrow night. Have a good one, everyone, and sit tight for this raid. Hopefully I hit the right buttons.
Thank you.
I'm about to say goodnight, everybody, but it's 10:30 a.m.
Yeah.
here in the East Coast.
That's great.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to writing up this character. Is it okay if we adjust the background a little bit?
Yes, I recommend doing it. If your stats kind of affect or inform the story, then go ahead and do
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll see you. See you tomorrow night.
If what it sounded like, it was a very smooth transition from everybody's background into any one of the character choices they could have made or class choices, rather.
And that's why I did the archetypes, warrior, wise. So no one's going to say they're a thief, but it's a tribal culture that does raiding and